Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're all having a wonderful morning so far, or I guess wherever you are, a wonderful day so far. Should have a blast today. Going to be a good day of trading. Feeling blessed. Count your blessings. Feeling grateful. All right. Let's do it. Ignore the fact that it's cold and rainy out. Looking at the headlines today. Nothing. There's a couple things, but nothing that I really think will move the market. Just a couple of random imports, export stuff. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing that I keep an eye on as for headlines. But yeah, pretty clean out there. Got some things moving and grooving. The Dixie, trying to figure out what the hell it wants to do. I'm trying to base my good day, Werner. Good day. All is well. I'm glad to hear it. You're too busy watching oil. I am as well. I'm actually long a position oil right now. I think we get to have a nice pop in oil here. So I'm long a position. See what happens. I'm also long a position in the US30 from down here as well. So things are starting to move and groove, but I'll get to that in a second. I want to see what's going on with the Dixie because it's probably going to fuel my trades for the day. And I don't want it to be just going nowhere. It's just kind of right now, we're just grinding on our way down. Grinding our way down, sitting on top of an important area here, coming down to this 1037. This 1037 was the peak back in 2016, 2017, and now it's been some nice support in 2022. We're heading down to it. We are grinding our way down. Broke structure a couple weeks ago. And now we're grinding our way down here. So looking for a continuation to the downside with the Dixie today, which is why I'm long US30 and long US oil right now. So looking at intraday charts here. Just came back up for a retracement of around 38.2% after we broke this new structure or created this new structure here. Topping off at this previous rejection area. Bearish engulfing on our way down, breaking through these lows. So looking for the Dixie to fill this move from yesterday, heading back down towards 104. Keeping in mind that we have a weak Dixie. Good day to be making money. Yeah, that's right. Every day is a great day to be making money. Alrighty, taking a look at US30. Liking the longs here. For the last couple days, we had this really strong move last Wednesday, and from then we've been just kind of bouncing down like a basketball, trying to fill this move. Filled this move here, and now we're basing with a double bottom, higher low, finding some dip buyers in this area, showing some weakness, getting weaker and weaker to the downside, and so it seems like it might start catching a bid here and pushing back up. One thing I am keeping an eye on are these descending highs, this nice trend line that I'd like to catch it up into 34,130. That'll be where my take profit for the longs are. Some accumulating longs here. We're now pushing up into this previous resistance from mid-November. But looking at overall structure on the Dow, this is a temporary long because I do think that shorts will be in play. If you look at this previous run-up we had here, drawing from the lows, we just broke through, retested on the backside, broke liquidity or grabbed liquidity, and now it seems like we're ready to kind of just dump. But right now we gotta finish this move to the upside first, and then look for a continuation down, something like this. So I am long right now, and we'll just look to see if this thing can catch some momentum today after that nice drop we had yesterday. Since you are watching oil as well, let's just hop on into oil, see what's going on here, and I'll explain why I'm taking longs here. On the daily, couple things. We have this first blue line here is going to be the open of 2022, so the yearly open. We have this whole area here that's been a rejection, right? We had this pivot point here back in September. Dip buying coming here, big wick. Dip buying coming here, big wick. And we're now entering this zone as well. So this is an area that I'd like to see dip buys. If you take a look at overall structure on the 4 hour, we had these descending highs, nice top here, nice resistance. Broke through a couple, like maybe last week. Now we came back down to retest this breakout for a potential continuation out of here. After we came back, it's a pretty deep retracement here. And since we had a very deep retracement, the risk reward is even better on these longs. So picking some up here, we have the it grabbed some liquidity here, broke the low of 2022 here a week or two ago. Came up, and now we retested that liquidity grab here, and so I'm looking for a rally up to fill some of this move. And ideally, we get a push back up into at least 80 even right here. And so looking at the 30-minute, we'll hop on the 15-minute. 15-minute is showing some exhaustion, some dip buying coming into play here. It's looking weaker and weaker to the downside. Sellers are getting a little exhausted here. Finding that it's hugging this oversold area as we keep pushing down and making new lows. So what I'd like to see is in the 1 minute and 30 seconds, a bullish engulfing on the 15-minute, confirming this double bottom, and then rally up. So I've been picking I picked an entry up in here, and then if we do break these lows, my second entry will be at the 2022 open, 75.35, and then that'll be it. Then I'll look to see if we can kind of base around this area here and then pick up, but ideally we just kind of pick up from here. But either way, if we have a weak Dixie today, I think we could have a nice momentum or a nice continuation today, dip buying in oil. This is an area here that's been, if you kind of draw this over, purple line, this bottom here is exactly where we bottomed out on this pivot point, where we had a lot of support here on this pivot point back in November, mid to late November here. We had some basing, and from there, what do we get? A very strong rally. And so this is kind of something I'm looking for as well. This is where we have some pretty heavy volume move from. And the reason I'm looking at this as a potential second entry point is because this same area here, we had based, broke below, grabbed liquidity, based at that 2022 open, and then rallied from there. And so that's why I'm keeping an eye on. This is going to be my second entry point here. If it does reach that low, and if it starts breaking actually through, then the structure is broken, in my opinion. Then I'll probably just dump it. So risk reward on this one's really good. 15-minute close bullish engulfing. I bought it 75.80. I think I have a good long. I have two lots on this. 75.80. Yeah, actually, that's right around where I bought as well. So I think you have a great long, because that's actually where I am long as well. You have two lots? Yeah, I think you should be good. I'm long 20 lots right now. So, yeah, you should be good on that one. And then if it bounces, if it drops down to 75.35, I'll add another 20 lots to be in a total 40 lots. Just keep in mind what your max pain is, because potentially there's a lot of liquidity. There's a lot of liquidity below 75.75. And so I've gotten into the position knowing that we could drop a little lower to grab this liquidity sitting underneath, retest the 2022 open, and then get the rally from there as we get a little farther into volume time. Might not happen, might just go from here, but I'm in the trade knowing that I'm okay with adding down here. You got to know what your max pain is and what your risk is on this trade here. But overall, the risk to reward is great because I think we can get a nice push towards 80 if we can get some momentum in it. Gold coming up to my sell point soon. I was keeping an eye on gold here. And it's gonna be tough. I might not trade just because I'm already trading oil and US30, because I don't typically like to take inverse trades like that. Like if you have gold strong, you should have oil stronger. But oil's been a little decoupled from its relationships lately, and its, I guess, fundamentals on the dollar. And so I kind of not too worried about it, but I'm going to keep an eye on gold anyway, because what we're looking at here is gold grabs some liquidity through these highs, broke most recent structure here. So now we're on a bearish active sequence, double bottom, and now I'm looking for a retracement up, a Fibonacci retracement towards 1785, for then sells on the way back down towards 1745. So we are in a bearish sequence right now with the break of this low. And so looking forward to create new structure to the downside. So I will be looking for sells. If you draw the Fibonacci's here, we're approaching the 38.2% retracement, valid lower high. And so ideally we pick it up somewhere in that area. I mean, this is the high back from mid-November. This is also the low where we found some exhaustion 2 days ago, or I guess Friday. So eyeing up these gold shorts potentially. Hopping on pound yen real quick. Had a nice rejection of these descending highs in the overnight session. It's also a recent area of rejection here. Now sitting at a triple top. So now ideally what we see for pound yen is I get a pop in here, maybe towards 167. Then I look for a lower high to form at this resistance. And then I'll look for shorts on the way back down to then look for a retest of a lower high or a higher low here to complete, or I guess to continue this large wedge we have going on in here. So pound yen looking for shorts after we get a pop up towards 167. What do you see that makes you feel the dollar will drop? Let's take a look. So I like to. So here's a couple things I'm looking at, right? So first off, if you look at the overall structure, right, we broke the most recent swing low, so we're now in a bearish active sequence. So we're bearish as it is. And if you draw the Fibonacci's, we haven't had a valid lower high formed yet, so we're kind of extreme bearish here, where we haven't created a lower high. But if you look at the last time we had an active bullish sequence that we had broken from, it's going to be, let's hop on the weekly chart. Right here, right? So we had this active bullish sequence here. We broke through. Then we rebounded, right? We never created, even on this stretch here, a valid lower high until we then rebounded and ripped through. So not really. When you get this drop and this break of structure in the Dixie, you typically don't get that big swing to where, okay, we're creating a lower high, drop, and it usually just continues on its way down until it bases, then it goes back up on a bullish tear, right? And so then if you look at the overall structure here on the monthly, massive bearish candle last month. Currently, we're pushing bearish this month. An area I'd like to see the Dixie come into is going to be this zone here, this 102 to 103. This is that previous bearish candle on this monthly chart. This is a lot of rejection on this monthly chart as well. Even looking left back in 2000. Hopping down the weekly, last week was bearish, closed below this area of support here with this rejection wick. This current weekly candle came up, retested that drop. So we already had our retest, and so now we're kind of sitting here neutral. And then if you look at the daily chart, daily chart came up, finding some resistance here at 105.5. Right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles that print some resistance here. If I bring it over, we had based here, drop through, now finding resistance, and so we should head back down and continue our descent as we're finding some resistance, and we wick this on the weekly chart here. Looking at the 4-hour chart, this was the most recent break of structure here. Not really break of structure, but continued structure, the downside, creating a lower low. And so if you draw your Fibonacci's from that move here, we're just retracing to hit a 38.2% retracement to continue down. So this is just the reason I think we're continuing down, is just a continuation of market structure. Now we had a nice bearish engulfing in the 4-hour, finding some resistance here. And we just broke the low, so we should continue down to fill some of this move from yesterday. So overall, the structure is telling us that the dollar should continue down. Good morning, Onyx. Top of the day. You're having a good day so far. Oil back to retest this this support here. Now that we broke through this support area on the Dixie. We should at least have a nice clean move down, mirror these moves here. Very clean traffic heading at least down to 104.7. So the Dixie should at least move down here, and then we'll see what happens. But ultimately, I expect a continuation down from there as well. Absolutely. S&P levels, the ES. Looking for longs in this one as well. Take a look at overall structure here. Same thing. We're sitting in this wedge. I mean, if you look at the overall trends since the start of the bear market, and you have this trend line drawn with these rejected highs here. Just came up and rejected this high, had a nice double top here. And so I'm looking for overall sells, but I mean, not today. Today, I think we have a little bit of a dip buy in us. We don't have really any news events to push us down, and we're running into this previous area of support. So we're getting tight in this wedge in here. So I just think it's a matter of time before we drop. But the Dixie being potentially weak today, we could get some pop in the ES. And so we're seeing some exhaustion and some dip buying come in at this 4,000 mark. 4,000, strong area of support here, strong area for psychological levels. And so I'd like to see the S&P base at 4,000, which is what we're seeing. And then you have the lid here, the top at 40.14. Once we break 40.14, this is an area that we typically have very clean traffic, very clean moves here. And it doesn't really hesitate at all. And this is where we had this pivot point here. So once we can break through 40.14, then I think it's pretty clear that we have a nice pop here. First area I'd keep an eye on is going to be 40.30. From yesterday, that's the most recent area that we've had some hesitation on this drop here. And then from 40.30, it's going to be like 40.45, 40.50, which is this double top right in here. So overall, I think the ES can get to 40.50 from where we're at, and then retest this double top, and then reject and head back down on a new bearish sequence here, because I wouldn't really expect the ES to make it all the way back up to like this trend line, because we've already had our retest in our like double triple top here. And so what I'm looking for now is a retracement into this Fibonacci zone here, around this 70%, which is going to be 40.50, and then a big drop and a continuation. So if you're looking for longs like I am, what I'm going to look for, because I'm already long the US30, I'm already long the Dow. If I were not long right now and I was looking for the ES, there's two things I'd look for. Do we get a drop back into 4,000, 4,001, 4,002? This is an area that I would look to pick some up if we do get another drop back into this zone. And I'd look for a rally out of here. Stops would then be around like 39.90, like below this area. If we don't get a drop into that, I like for a break of 40.14 and then a retest. Then I'll look for longs here for then a continuation out of here. And stops, again, will just be back in this range here, assuming that this is then going to be a fake out if we break back above. So longs against 40.14. Or if I can get a long into 4,000 to then pick some up out of here. That's what I look for the ES. Good morning, JT. What's going on, brother? Awesome. Appreciate that, Onyx. JT, stop it. Stop it. What are you looking at today, brother? What are you going to be trading? You're an ES long. Fantastic. Good choice. I'm actually in a US or a Dow long or US30, but ES is looking nice too. I would trade the ES, but it's a lot slower. It's too slow for me. But ES longs are definitely looking good, so I think you're sitting good in that one. What's your price point? Right at 4,000. The stop loss right around where you. Perfect. Dude, got it to the T this morning. Great trade. Great trade. Dude, you're gonna bank on this one. Good stuff, dude. Got in last night. Yeah, that was a good entry last night. I was looking at that myself, but I figured that with a lack of volume, I guess, it's December, and no headlines, no news events, that it would probably need a volume time to get going. So I opted out on not taking a long last night because I didn't think we'd get much movement. We didn't, to no surprise. And so I hopped in this morning, and so now I'm looking for like the 8 o'clock New York Open to like the 9:30 NYSE Open to kind of give us that push to the upside. Dixie still dropping here. I'm usually like a big overnight trader where I like to find some plays at night, ride it into the morning. But now that we're in December with low volume, it's going to be a lot tougher to want to trade those type of plays. But come January and February, those plays pick up a lot. Around the springtime, those are like my most profitable trades, are taking Asian session trades overnight and massive wins. Whoops. Oil's back down to this support level. Kind of just hanging out. Oil might not. I feel like oil's going to take its time. Wait until maybe at least 8:20, probably 9 when the oil market opens at 9. So might end up just kind of hanging out to 9 and accumulating, but we may get a liquidity grab and then a run at 9 o'clock. So we'll see. Overall, though, we should get a nice push. Just got to be patient. Again, guys, right now you got to be very patient because as we're in December, like, it's the lowest volume month in Forex and commodities, and I guess the market in general. December sucks. So you definitely got to be more patient if you are trading in December. Usually I'll trade the first 2 weeks maybe, and then I'll take the last 2 weeks off because it's just not worth trading. And I'll come back in maybe the second week of January, just sometimes it's better not to trade in the like mid to end of December because it's just choppy. But we'll see. We'll go play it by ear this December because this December's different than most Decembers, as in we have a lot of shit going on in the market, and the economy with the Fed, and there's just a lot of stuff going on. So we might have more volume than usual, but I still don't think it's going to be the best. So just we'll play it by ear. No, so I was I muted myself. I was talking to Mike. So I muted myself so you couldn't hear our conversation because sometimes you have to shoot the shit. Now we were talking about this tweet. This fucking guy. This guy's so funny. He tweets the funniest things. Looking at bond prices this morning, knowing that what's coming next week. Mark is truly hanging out with that coked up bear. It's fucking funny, dude. Oh, man. Shit. But I appreciate you saying something, because sometimes, more often than not, I do that and I'm like, shit, I'm talking but I'm muted. So I appreciate you looking out. Although, give me 1 second because this coffee's gone right through me. So I'll be back in 1 second, guys. Just hang in there for like 2 minutes. All right, I'm back. Yeah, JT, I know that that is the most important part. I know that's your main morning routine there. You wake up, you take a shit, then you hop on the charts. All right. Looking like I might get that ideal play on oil here. Drop these lows, retest 2022 open, and then get that rally towards like 8-9 o'clock. So Goldman Sachs CEO is out there talking right now. Says rebounding capital markets activity hasn't happened yet. Says clients are taking risk down. I'm cautious about this macroeconomic outlook. He's cautious on economy, and clients are even more so. Euro JPY sells look really nice. Take a look at the overall. Running into some resistance here, creating a new lower high. Nice bearish engulfing here. Dropping below support. Sitting on this active downtrend right now. So looking for another leg down continuation. Daily coming into this big rejection zone. So sells in Euro JPY look really nice right now against this support zone that we just broke through. Sells right here. We also just broke through these ascending lows from the last couple days. Just broke through right here, finding some resistance, take a sell or dump down. So I think you want to take that. Sells on Euro JPY. Activated. Overall, looking for a run back down towards like 142. This area right here. 3 minutes, or I guess 2 minutes and 8 seconds until New York open. Could get some fresh volume in the market, hopefully. US oil finding some nice support and exhaustion here. Closing 30 seconds. Looking really nice for that continued push up that we're expecting. Yeah, still stuck in this consolidation. Still looking good for that move to the upside. Just again, got to be patient because the volume right now is not there for that breakout. So you're going to have to wait closer to nicely open for that move potentially. But accumulating any positions in this area here as we approach it for longs would be a good idea. Right. Yeah, it's coming into this area where we've seen dip buying before, this 4,000 mark. So keeping an eye on that. Same thing for US30. Coming into this dip buy area in the last couple days. actually rebounding a little bit, but expected to reject and head back down, which is why I think we're seeing the indice price action the way we're seeing it. So the last hourly candle on the 4-hour close. So which the direction of the close of this hourly candle could be significant. Wells Fargo CEO says consumer spending is slowing. Wells Fargo CEO says lower income consumers have seen more financial stress. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon says US economy is strongest in the world today. Well, it doesn't say much. Wells Fargo CEO says consumer account balances and spending levels are coming down. Okay. So everyone's stating the obvious. Oil still basing probably going to just hang out till 9 o'clock. Gold is chilling. Yes, at that 4,000 mark. So definitely an area to keep an eye on if you're looking for longs like I am. Maybe we'll get a retest into this 39.90. Then it would be really ideal for those dip buys. It's also an area where we can find this higher low at this trend line here. About 8 minutes. You have COMEX open for gold, but not even near an area where I'd want to take my positions, so doesn't really affect me that much. Alrighty. I'm going to give my final thoughts as we enter an hour and 20 minutes into the stream. Pretty slow. Going to be like this for most of December, where you get the later moves when volume comes into the market. Looking at the ES. ES, really interesting buying area here as we're approaching 39.95. This whole zone in here going to be a very interesting area to dip buy for some longs through 40.14 up towards 40.30, 40.49. So could get some nice continuation here as we find some dip buying come into play in the ES. Looking at Dixie's pushing to then potentially find some rejection. So that's what I'm looking for. Probably why you're seeing some slow price action in the equities. Gold, still wanting to see sells at a higher price point. So probably no trade for me today in gold. Oil, still looking for a pop here. It's basing here still. Finding support. Line of the sand for me is going to be the 75.35 area. Looking for it to pop through 77 to 78 and then eventually towards 80. So looking for a nice bullish continuation here in oil. Pound AUD looking for sells against this 1817. Looking for sells. Nice continuation down towards 178 even. Euro JPY looking for sells as well as we're maintaining these lower highs. So Euro JPY looking for sells here. Finding some nice resistance here on the daily. Overall, looking at the weekly and the monthly, running into an area where we've seen a lot of rejection before here. So looking for that nice continuation down on the monthly here. So Euro JPY looking for sells up in this area as well. Going to maintain selling in this zone here. And yeah. Could get some nice continuation into the dungeon. It's bear week, baby. No, I agree. I'm looking for sells as well, but I think the ES gets a little bit of a pop towards like 40, 45 today. And then I look for that continued sell. So overall, looking for sells as well. I think we can get a nice sell-off, but I want to see a rebound today because I'm looking for a weaker Dixie heading down towards these lows. So I'm looking for a pop in the ES today myself into like 40, 45, and then I'll look for some sells, but we'll see. Our retracement mark, if we get a short bullish, means 40.50. Yeah, I think that's the mark I have. What is, hang on, I had 40.49, this purple line drawn. That's this double top from up here. I'm short from 40.80 area swing. Oh, shit, yeah, dude. That's going to pay nice. Really nice. We're getting a nice drop in the market soon, but I'm looking to pick some up at 40.49 area myself. So we'll see. But you got to, I mean, if you got a solid ass entry, so you're good. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Hop off, call it a day at an hour and 20 minutes because there's really nothing popping right now. It's going to be a later morning, probably into 9 o'clock open for oil and then 9:30 nicely open for the markets. Going to need some volume to move the markets. Don't really have anybody out there talking or no news events. So going to need market open and volume to come in. So I'm going to call it now because, you know, sitting here for another 40 minutes watching paint dry doesn't seem too appealing. We get some work done, but appreciate it, everybody. Appreciate the chat. Took SPSX and SDAL positions on Friday. Oh yeah, dude. Fuck. Both of them. You get paid more in the Dow. Watch. 100% you get paid more in the Dow. But yeah. Alright guys. Have a good one. JT, Onyx, Werner, Steven. Peace, born alarm. Looks like I'm going to get that oil 74s again. Yeah, oil's going to be dangerous. But yeah, have a good rest of your day, guys. Kick some ass, make some money today. It's a good day to make some money, like Werner said. So I'll see you in Discord. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys. Peace.